just somebody longing for someone to hold me. It could be anybody, but you chose me somehow. Now I'm crazy, thinking about you all the time, like crazy, knowing you're here by my side. And who was doing?
Hey you guys, what is up? It's Vanessa and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a well-awaited and promised for quite some time what's for dinner. You guys, I'm sorry, I've been MIA, but I love you and I know you love me too. So I have 3 recipes that I thought were worthy of sharing for you guys. And first up, I'm sharing with you this kind of Asian chicken or honey garlic chicken. It's kind of a mishmash of random recipes that I've found. I'm also going to stir fry some broccoli with some hoisin and make some rice in my Ninja Foodie. First up, let's go ahead and get the rice cooking before we start anything else. I'm cooking my rice in my pressure cooker. You can check out my Ninja Foodie recipe on my channel, and I'm adding a tiny bit of ginger. It's up to you if you want to add flavoring. It certainly isn't necessary. I'm going to go ahead and set it to sealing, pressure cook it for 2 minutes, and a natural release for 10. Honestly, you can let it release entirely. Mine sat here for 35 minutes while I cooked supper. Just to help with the browning and to maybe thicken up the sauce at the end, I'm going to go ahead and coat all of my chicken thighs with some cornstarch. You could use flour. I just prefer cornstarch. But first off, you can see these are pretty fatty and I'm going to go ahead and trim them up. You don't have to do this. Even with trimming them up, these still had lots of fat, which you know in my book equals lots of flavor. While I was doing this, I had some oil heating up in a pan so it would be nice and hot and ready to sear. If you noticed, along with trimming up the fat, I cut them in half just to make them nice little even pieces to distribute for everybody. So I'm coating them, shaking off the excess, and then I'm going to go ahead and season them with some crushed red peppers. I know you're thinking, Vanessa, none of this is sticking. Don't worry. The idea is that it's all on there on the plate and it's going to flavor the oil in the frying pan. You'll see everything in a minute. It'll make sense. I'm also going to add a little bit of oregano. Again, just trust me and go with it.
Going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby, going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it.
See, all that goodness is not going to waste. Go ahead and shake that down onto the other side of your chicken thighs. You're going to want to brown these up really well and give them a flip.
I love you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. No, it's no more. Thought we had it covered. Was gonna patch up all the scars.
Now I'm not looking to cook these right now, so I just did about 2 or 3 minutes on a high heat on each side. I'm gonna go ahead and add some garlic. You add as much as you'd like. I have about a tablespoon of garlic or so, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add some chicken broth, the honey, and my soy sauce.
Baby, going down, 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 down. Baby, going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby, going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know. Yeah, no, it's no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, no, it's no more, no. It's no more, we don't know.
I want to mention as well that this is an oven safe pan, so I'm able to transfer this right into the oven from the stove top because we're going to go ahead and cook them off in the oven for about half an hour. This is going to make them super tender and really flavorful, and they're really going to absorb all of the honey garlic flavor. And then when we take it out, we're going to go ahead and thicken it with a cornstarch. You don't have to do that. That's just a preference for me. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and prep my broccoli. I actually used frozen broccoli, you guys, but all I did was pop it in the microwave for 1 minute to take the chill off. And then I'm just going to stir fry that with some oil and as much garlic as you'd like. If you had oyster sauce or soy sauce, that would work, but I like hoisin. It's a little bit thicker soy sauce and it's a little bit sweeter. I should have added a little bit of brown sugar in here. I did add a few shakes of salt and pepper just to balance everything out. I threw a lid on it 2 or 3 times, let it sit for 30 seconds. You guys, this was probably the best broccoli I have ever made. Everybody inhaled it. It was delicious. Like I said, I'm taking it out of the oven and I'm going to go ahead and put the cornstarch slurry, and I put it back on some heat just to keep it boiling to help it thicken. Yeah. I don't normally finish this in the oven. This was something new for me. So my recommendation, and a little bit of the combination of these seasonings, is to add some brown sugar. That was the one thing I felt like was missing. And it seemed like it should be pretty sweet with the honey, but maybe like a teaspoon of brown sugar, and it was perfect. Melt in your mouth. I mean, look at my face here, you guys. I'm devouring this. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Nosh with Ness, because sometimes I share these meals in a mukbang, but I know that's not for everybody.
How I love the city of mine. It never gets me.
So upon cleaning out my pantry, I discovered 3 bags of enchilada sauce. Now this sauce is not cheap here in Canada. I pay $5.99 a bag. For some reason, I thought I was going to need all of it, but I end up getting away with just 1. So today's enchiladas are cheesy chicken enchiladas made with canned chicken breast. This is inspired by my friend, the Cluttered Mother girl. I saw her using canned chicken and I'm like, what have I been doing with my whole freaking life? Now, maybe this is going to gross you out, but for me, it was just like a lifesaver. I don't want to use rotisserie chicken. I don't like shredding up chicken breast if I don't have to. So I cracked open 2 cans of this canned chicken, throw it in the frying pan, put whatever seasonings you want. I mainly do that to take the chill off and combine it with the seasonings. I throw some salsa and some cheese and some taco seasoning and some slap your mama's seasoning, and everything was delicious. All I'm telling you is give it a try. The next thing I want to try with this is chicken salad. That's not something that I have branched out to yet, but I'll let you know what we think of that one.
Small part of this. I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I want.
This could be a filling for anything. You don't have to use this exclusively for enchiladas. I mean, look at it. It's delicious. You can throw this into a taco, into a quesadilla. And if you want to add green chilies in here, which I was kind of kicking my butt for not doing because I had a can in the cupboard, but these were supposed to be super easy. And the less things I have to open, the better. All I'm going to do here is take an 8x11 pan. I'm not sure, maybe it was 9x13, and put some of the enchilada sauce onto the bottom. And I was pretty proud about how I was able to make this stretch. This 1 pack covered the bottom of the pan and covered my enchiladas. I was pretty pumped. I didn't put any of the sauce in with the chicken. I didn't think that it needed it. It was pretty moist, hence it's canned chicken, and I was using salsa. So all you're going to do is go ahead and stuff a tortilla, whatever size you want. These are more of the medium sized, and you're going to see I'm going to tuck and roll it as tight as I can, just so that I can make sure I can fit about 8 tortillas into my pan.
It never gets me down. Me and my hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block. Like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah, city of mine.
right, so I was pretty proud of myself for putting that enchilada sauce. Just one package made her work. I'm going to spread on some Tex-Mex cheese on here, slip it into the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it, guys. We're just trying to heat it through, maybe crisp up your tortillas a little bit and melt that cheese. I did have to throw my broiler on. Be careful because you can easily destroy your dinner in like 60 seconds. I'm going to pull it out and serve it with more cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, sour cream, guacamole, all the delicious things I serve with tacos. I like to serve with enchiladas. But full confession, I make enchiladas so I can eat them the next day. I prefer them a day later. I actually did a mukbang with this. So again, check out Nosh with Ness if you're interested. It's called Enchiladas. But just look at these and I'll show you a little glimpse of Sebastian's plate too.
And you say, Gloria, please, don't cry for me. Oh.
Don't you just love that song? Her name is Gloria Tells, Tells. I love all of her music. I love how soulful it is. Anyway, moving on. Lasagna soup. And I say that in quotations. You can't see me doing it, but I am, because what starts as soup about half an hour to an hour later becomes goulash. The most delicious goulash you will ever put in your mouth. However, it becomes goulash because anytime you put noodles in something like that, it's going to absorb the broth. It doesn't matter how much broth I put in, the noodles just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I absolutely love these tiny little lasagna noodles. I found them on Amazon, the Mafalda pasta. Amazing. You could just take lasagna noodles and break them. Do that if that's what's in your cupboard. Don't go ahead and order these, although they were really cheap on Amazon. And if your local grocery store has them, by all means, do that too.
Got the look on your face. It's so hard to explain, but the words is the pain when you.
The first step here is to go ahead and cook up my meat. I'm using half a pound of ground beef and half a pound of Italian sausage. I use the hot Italian, you do you. Now you saw I already dropped my meat in the pan. I am chopping up an onion and I'm going to throw that in there with it. Now I'm going to have everything listed below, but I say this all the time. It's your recipe, it's your food. What do you like to eat? I added lots of garlic, lots of Italian seasoning and onions and chili peppers because you guys know I like a little bit of spice. Cook this up and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients.
Don't cry for me. Oh, Gloria, please. Don't cry for me. Don't cry for me.
I needed a little more than the box of chicken stock I had, so I'm just using some Better Than Bouillon. Anytime I use tomato paste, I like to cook it off for 30 seconds to a minute, and that's what I'm doing here.
Don't cry for me.
Now I'm just combining everything and stirring it together. I still had about a quarter cup of pasta left in the bag, and rather than keeping it, we just threw it in. Time to grate some mozzarella to top off our soup. I have had this contraption for a little over a year now, and when I first got it, you guys were really excited about it because it seemed that like not everybody on YouTube had one yet. The one person that was really known for it was Mandy in the Making, and I'm not going to vouch for this brand because it is starting to cheap out a little bit. Sometimes the suction cup doesn't want to stay anymore, so that's why you see me kind of holding the machine a little bit, but it still makes my life way easier. I have very sore hands, so using something like this makes grating cheese a breeze. This is the simplest meal you could make, especially on a weeknight. Under 30 minutes, this was done, you guys, because as the meat was cooking, you're prepping everything else, you're pouring it in, you're bringing it to a boil, and you're devouring it. I also did a mukbang on this the next day. I called it lasagna soup in quotations because it was goulash. And let me tell you, Jamie even said this is the best thing he's ever eaten. I mean, he says that about everything. That's why I love him so much. All right, you guys, thank you so much for showing up for another video of mine, even if I am a little less than consistent. I love you all so stinking much. I'm hoping to share more meals with you. You inspire me, you motivate me, and I cannot wait to get cooking in my kitchen a little more in 2022. I love you guys. Take care.